Hello again, it's Lock Noob. Very excited. Look what came through my post box today. I'm so excited I had to open it up. I didn't want to do an unveiling on camera. I got myself on the waiting list for a set of the Mad.Bob's 6-piece tension wrench set. This is their business card. Please go check out what they've got. Bear in mind they hand make of and finish everything. So they clearly have a long waiting list, and they sometimes don't even have a waiting list. You've just got to sort of wait for them to be able to make some more stuff, and then they'll open up the floodgates on their website for you to put your name down. So first thing you'll see is it's a really nice case for these tension wrenches. I'll be honest, I'll probably be using this for another purpose, just because I need to have these wrenches in my core kit where I'm going to actually use them all the time. What do you actually get for the £16 or so that it costs? Well, you get, first of all, a really nice case that I'll probably use for something else. Probably use for my jiggler keys and my warded lock picks, something like that. So it's really just a lovely case that you get with it. Compare that to, say, the Dangerfield Serenity one. There's a lot more attention to detail in terms of the look and feel of the nylon webbing, and there's attention to detail in terms of the kind of right angles and stitching. You can probably see at the bottom there just how much more neat this is than that, but you know, maybe it's an unfair comparison. And inside it, which is far more important, is you get two different types of tension wrench. These are pry bar tension wrenches, and what you actually get in these two types are 3 thicknesses. So that this is in 0.8 mil, 1 mil, and 1.2 mil. And just to show you how thick that 1.2 mil is compared to the 0.8 mil, I'll put them side by side, and you can see it's pretty significant. You also get these ones here, which are bent slightly, and I'll show you why I think these are a really nice buy. Just pointing out again that they are all in 0.81 and 1.2 mil thicknesses in terms of the actual thickness of the metal that they were probably laser cut from. And also, just look at the finish. They are really nice and shiny. They've got the measurements written on there with Mad.Bob's logo, and they feel really well made as well. They all nest, so they've all been bent to the same angles, the ones which are bent anyway, and they nest together beautifully. If I put them the right way around, I'll be able to demonstrate that a bit nicer, wouldn't I? There we go. So they nest beautifully, look at that. Why I'm excited about a set of pry bar tension wrenches, apart from the fact they come in a nice case and they are finished very well. Well, here's an example of some standard pry bars I got off the internet. I won't mention the make, but you probably have some similar yourself. And these are good. Don't get me wrong, these are good. There's some good features about these types of pry bar. I'll just put the rest to one side for a second and show you this one and compare it to, say, the 0.8 mil. So number one is that the Mad.Bob's ones are slightly longer. If you use the standard pry bars, you'll know that they are a bit small. That isn't bad, but when you've got slightly long fingers, and I don't have exceptionally long hands, but big hands, sorry, but you know, I do like to get towards the end of the tensioner with my fingertip, and I find that that actually in comparison these are a bit low, so I need to bend my finger. I just don't feel that you get the same level of feedback. The standard pry bars, these ones do have some teeth to stop the pry bar slipping in the lock, and that's very useful. They also have a little groove to stop the pry bar sliding into the lock as well. Let's have a look at this Abus Titanium, and you can see that it's quite thin here by the pins. I can pop this end in, and when I do, it goes down to that stop point, and there we go. It tensions that lock very well at that thickness. The smallest one of these Mad.Bob's pry bars also is probably going to fit into this lock, but their stopping mechanism not only has a little lip to stop it going in, but it has a little groove here, so that on some locks it'll actually dig into that part of the lock as well, and provide an extra bit of purchase to allow you to tension that really nicely by the pins. Okay, so they work in a very similar way. The Mad.Bob's tensioners are a bit longer than the standard ones. The other thing which I was really excited about getting was they're just thicker. Even the thickest one of the standard pry bar sets I bought online, which is something like this, if I compare the two together, hopefully you can see there, is that the widest Mad.Bob's pry bar is considerably thicker at 1.2 mil, and that is quite important. I've been struggling with locks which have security pins in, because you need to obviously apply tension and then back off a little bit to allow that spool pin to click into place, then put tension back on, so vary that tension. Here's a high security door lock, and hopefully, I haven't tried it actually, so it might be a bit embarrassing if it doesn't fit, and this one actually doesn't, but the next size down should fit nicely into this. There we go, and if you can see, it actually digs in a bit as well, so that provides me with good turning of that lock without too much slop. Well, if I put in one of the standard tension wrenches I've got, the play in here is wild. You know, I'm turning the tension wrench both ways quite considerably, and the core isn't turning in the lock. So the Mad.Bob's ones, I think, will provide me with a better ability to actually get the tensioner where I need it to be and hold in there, so I can vary that tension better. That's my hope anyway. So you're saying, why the wiggly ones? Let's put the rest to one side. Well, I've not used one of these yet, but they are designed to offset the angle at which you need to hold the tensioner in the lock. So let's try, I don't know, this American lock, maybe. Okay, it's an example. So I'm going to use a standard Mad.Bob's tensioner, and this is the 1.2. Might be a bit thick, but let's have a go. No, that fits it. Oh, that fits in perfectly. So there you go. For an American lock, the series 1105, you can use the longer end of the Mad.Bob's standard tensioner, and it just fits like a glove into that there. And again, you can see, I'll just back off a little bit, that actually isn't such a bad angle for applying tension with the tip of my finger here. Okay. If I was to show you the difference of angle which the curved variant of the pry bar does, then I could put this longer end in. Okay. And I can grip that lock a bit better, and look at that. See, look how comfortable that looks. Yeah, if you're not jealous, maybe you should be. I think that's going to be really nice and comfortable, that angle, as opposed to having my finger somewhere up here. This just feels a bit more natural. Maybe I won't get as good feedback. I don't know. I really haven't tried it yet, but I'm really hoping to give this a go soon. And I don't feel this is slipping out all the time like I do when I'm using my standard set of pry bars. For example, I'll try and get the thickest one again. I'm trying to put this at the yeah, that's the same thickness. So this is a standard one. If I try and put that up there, I always feel that not only is it sloppy, and you can see the amount of movement before the core turns, that at that unnatural angle, trying to keep pressure on it, and if you're going to pick in there, you're just going to just let it slip out. It's going to slide. And as we know, the most important thing about lock picking is being able to apply the right level of tension to the core. So I've got just to finish off, I've got a range of sort of padlocks here. I'm going to have a look at. So this is another Abus titanium 64 Ti40, and again, although the 1.2 doesn't fit in so comfortably, if I can find it, the 1mm doesn't either. Let's try going down to the 0.8. Ah, fits like a glove. And look at the sort of lack of play in that pry bar. You know, I should be able to vary my tension really nicely in that. Look at that, wiggling that core back and forth, beautiful. I've already had a look at the titaniums. I have a master lock lockout lock, which is surprisingly hard to pick. I don't think I've actually picked this yet. It's and you can see that maybe that keyway's a bit wider, so the one's a bit sloppy. Let's try that 1.2, maybe a bit thick. No, oh look at that, that is beautiful. Look how tight that is in there. There we go. That can play that core, and I know this has got spools and serrated pins in, so so this pry bar should be really nice in that lock. And actually, the curve variant. So watch, pop that in to that lock. That angle there for me is quite uncomfortable. So maybe, just maybe, if I put in the curved variant of the Mad.Bob's picks, pry bar. If I can get it in, it's nice and snug. Oh, perfect. There we go. Or at least I'll try and get it the right way round for once. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot nicer, a lot more comfortable for me to hold just there. Again, I'm saying it's comfortable. Whether it's actually useful is a different matter. I need to actually play with them a bit. But I really want to show you my new Mad.Bob's pry bar tension wrench kit. I hope you agree with me that they're not only made very well, but they give you the right level of thicknesses to get into some of these wider padlock keyways and provide you with the variable tension you need to be able to pick those spool pins, or at least it makes it a lot easier to do so. So there we go. If you want to buy a Mad.Bob's 6-piece pry bar tension wrench kit, then you know I couldn't recommend it more highly. I look forward to trying to use the curved variants and seeing what kind of feedback they give me. So I'll report back as and when. But yes, get yourself on the waiting list. Okay.